Namaste everyone. If you're watching this video, my Wim Hof product is released. Now, what qualifies me to teach you Wim Hof? Now, you may not even know what Wim Hof is. It's a man, his name is Wim Hof, lives in like Netherlands or something, and he created a system around ancient breathing technique, very simple breathing technique. It's in and out the mouth, and it involves holding your breath. And there's three facets to his method. Breathing is one of them, mindset is another, and cold exposure to cold showers and cold water is the third. I don't specialize in the cold. I've done it and it's great. I mean, Wim Hof is a superhero. What I approach Wim Hof breath is such a simple and succinct, a short, efficient practice for your day to push your circulation around and clean your palate, clean your nervous system of impressions, to invigorate yourself and really get a lot of benefits that exercise and other movements would do for your blood circulation, for the air circulation through the blood, for the health of organs and the hard to reach parts of the body without all of the exercise needed. So it's very efficient in terms of you need a lot less effort, a lot less muscular effort, metabolism effort to get the benefits of the blood circulation and the air circulation. So Wim Hof is like top of the planet in terms of that technique of least effort for most results. And I'm not certified in his method, but what I've done is everyday practiced his breathing for like 4 or 5 years now. And I have tremendous what's called pranayama experience. So this is slow, controlled breathing. So I'm informed by the effects of slow, controlled breathing, the physiology and the anatomy of that. What happens is in the Wim Hof method, you have practitioners and they only know these things if they studied it on their own. It's not taught, the physiology and the anatomy in the way that I know it, in the breathing muscles and the secondary breathing muscles and the tertiary breathing muscles, meaning the shoulder blades and the neck and these other muscles that you can use to breathe that you'll get cramps if you use the wrong muscles to breathe. You'll strengthen imbalances in the system, in the body system, so that you'll get neck pains and shoulder misalignments and things just from breathing practice, versus isolating your diaphragm and then combining it with the other muscles. So this is like what I call the ninth limb presentation of the Wim Hof method. Understanding that I'm not like certified by him, and if he comes after me and wants some cut or wants all the revenue, I'll give him all the revenue. I don't care. His method has revolutionized how I do my daily routine. I'm about to have a portrait because I took a picture with him. I'm going to have a portrait. Like there's my grandpa. I'll have another a picture on the wall here. And so I'll make a video with that too. But until then, I think I have a lot of really unique things to offer. This ninth limb perspective, my perspective on the Wim Hof breathing, not the least of which, and maybe the most of which, comes from this wisdom of practice of slow, controlled pranayama breathing. Because what I share in this product, which is like 14 video classes ranging from 5 minutes to 25 minutes, is what's called Mudra. And Mudra are like these gestures that you do with certain muscles, certain parts of the body, especially in the spine. There's a lot of hand mudras. People like know hand mudras. It's a mudra. But versus like a tongue mudra, or throat, or in the pelvic floor, in your solar plexus. It's a really great practice with Wim Hof, which is why it's so surprising that more people don't teach it. I mean, I taught hundreds of workshops around the United States, and dozens of those were breathing events where I emphasized Wim Hof method because it had two really powerful benefits that were useful to yoga practitioners, people that like to go to yoga studios. Wim Hof rarely is there a Wim Hof class at a yoga studio, very rare. It's usually a workshop and it's once in a while. So the yoga community hasn't really assimilated the Wim Hof method, even though it's definitely a yoga practice. It's just out of the current paradigm of Western yoga studios. I know, I called 2,000 yoga studios. I know a lot about the Western paradigm of yoga. And these two benefits are one, mudra, and the other one is communicating with the body. And I'll explain that in a second. These are really powerful benefits that you get from me in conjunction with, in synergy with, in sync with the Wim Hof practice, because the Wim Hof practice is very efficient at getting you to be able to hold your breath for longer than whatever your normal breath hold would be. And feeling healthy about it, not feeling like a headache or woozy or passing out or none of that. It's a very effective and efficient way to charge up your body with oxygen and hold your breath and keep the breath hold for a longer period of time, so that while you're holding your breath, you can practice mudra and really explore the sensations of mudra and how it affects your jaw and how it affects your pelvis, your sense of energy, your spinal energy, your center axis, from the head down to the tailbone and beyond. How you feel your energy is going to be, mudra is going to enhance that. And in the breath hold, practicing mudra is enhanced because you don't have as much noise from the breathing, no effort to exhale, inhale, no suffocating effects of holding your breath too long. Like you're just content holding your breath for a minute, 2 minutes. It's amazing what Wim Hof method can do. My record is 5 minutes and 45 seconds of holding my breath. But that's through the Wim Hof, and it was with a little coffee before too. And the benefit of the communicating with body parts is for a similar reason, because you're holding your breath for a long time noiselessly. There's no sound from breathing. There's no effort or thought of breathing. You're just holding your breath. Now, communicating with the body part is really powerful because it's like I explained to my students just a little while ago. If you have a bad communication with somebody, mom or dad, or sister or brother, or friend, or just anybody you have a bad communication with versus a good communication with them. Let's say you've gotten in bad with mom in the last 2 years because you started smoking pot or something. Versus you healed your relationship with mom because you started calling every week or visiting once a month or something. And it just got better. She just wanted to see you. Like the difference between a bad, calm line, something I teach in the silent flute, the calm communication line, versus a good communication line. That's similar to what's going on with body parts, achy shoulders, injury sites, nausea or sickness, or arthritis, things that they manifest in aches and pains and locations in the body. And if you can get into good communication with those body parts, it's amazing how much changes in your perception and your feeling, and even in the body part itself. It starts to align, muscles will start to activate in a different way. It just wants attention, it being a part of your body. It's amazing. And you could call it self-hypnosis, whatever. I think it's real that if you have a bad communication with somebody that you really care about, that's very close to you, you'll feel bad. And so it's not about hypnotizing myself into feeling good. It's about getting the communication straightened out, getting it so it feels good for both people, for the body part and my consciousness. So it's amazing. The practice of communicating with your body parts is made more easy. It's made easier with the Wim Hof method. And I teach this in the video product series. I teach mudra that will enhance your sense of the throat, your sense of the palate. The sense of your crown will come with, and the third eye and the crown will come with the Wim Hof practice itself. But the sense of your solar plexus, the heart will also come with the Wim Hof method. But the sense of their solar plexus and the root of your pelvis. And getting those energy centers clarified, which Wim Hof doesn't cover, or hasn't, maybe in some advanced inner circle teaching he does. But so I'm here as a facilitator, bringing you what I know from my experience and from my teachings and what's been taught to me in yogic pranayama and the Wim Hof method. And there's all sorts of other benefits. I have 14 videos and explanations of physiology, and there'll be a thorough write-up. I had an apprentice go through all 14 videos, and so I have this write-up. I've edited it, and it's not the most thorough thing on the planet when it comes to breathing, but it will give you mental handles. It's the descriptions. It's brought together physiology. That's a thing. That's a subject. Textbooks on that. Like how breathing and metabolism come together in your bloodstream and the body chemistry and the pH and how that affects things. And I give you not a textbook of it. I give you the things that are relevant to the Wim Hof breathing. And it'll make you a better practitioner of breathing and of state control, controlling your own state. When you realize how much of your attitude, your emotional state right now, how you feel, is related to your blood flow. You get your blood flowing and it's amazing. You'll feel better. And it's like you were complaining about this or that, it wasn't so much this or that. It was you were stagnating inside. And you could get up and run or whatever, but those exercises also create tension in you that blocks blood flow. So you got to always be doing it so you push the blood through those tense muscles. Breathing is very efficient, and I'm giving you a very efficient technique called Wim Hof. You can look up tons of videos on YouTube. You can practice it on your own. You don't need this product. But I'm giving you mindset. I talk about certain linguistic principles that will help you because Wim Hof is going to flare up your self-talk. And so I've met many Wim Hof practitioners, And they feel really good when they're doing it, and they look really good when they're doing it. It's a very healthy practice, very good-looking, healthy people. If you practice Wim Hof, you'll look better, and you'll look healthier. But their mindset and ability to communicate is of a certain nature that makes them able to go into cold exposure and withstand that suffering. And that's great. That gives them some super ability over regular people. I'm giving you, I think, a code that's below that, which is the self-talk code, and getting tapped in with this, getting to feel its effects on you. And so that's what I offer. If you like how I teach, you like how I talk, you like how I explain things, then the product is available at ninthlimb.com. And people that are already registered in my Silent Flute program or my Yoga for Sorcerers program, you get half off. There's a discount happening for whatever period. If you're seeing this video in that discount period, then you get to take advantage of that. So go look at the website and see if it's still going. And if not, then subscribers, you still get half off. And you should get the product is priced what it would be fairly priced for full price. And that's knowing that you don't consider me necessarily a Wim Hof expert. I'm pricing it like that because the techniques are so valuable. I taught Wim Hof one-on-one to a retired artist female in St. Lucia. So it's this island in the South Caribbean. And she had money and whatever. The private lesson was $200 because the resort got half. So I got half. That was my normal going rate, was $100 for private at the time. This is like 3 or 4 years ago. Now it's more, but I rarely teach private. And she had a stroke and she lost her use of English language. She could still hear it and understand, but she couldn't speak it. She forgot how to do it. And in my guidance of Wim Hof and self-talk, I taught her how to talk to herself. She started remembering how to speak English words right before me, right before my eyes. And she tipped me an extra $100. She's like, this is amazing. And she would have done more classes, but I ended up getting in a bickering fight with fucking the wife of the owner of the resort, whatever. Because I said I taught yoga for my own benefit. She had some ego, whatever. It's a whole other story. But that was one of the more astounding results of just teaching someone Wim Hof. And so this is for a lot of different kinds of people. I could go down that list. If you're into speech therapy, or you're into vocals, anything with the anatomy of the throat, or the presentation of the voice, commercials, or over rapping, singing, whatever, Wim Hof method will enhance that. So I don't need to go down the list of everybody. You know this is the real deal. And I hope to see you on the product and teach you further. I'll give a bonus to the guys and girls that sign up, as I always do. And so look forward to that. And I'll see you in the next video blog. Namaste.